All right, welcome back. It's AI Monday, and I am not doing a lot of the talking today. It's pretty much the Nathan show today.
I'll intro the topics, and then you can talk.
Oh my goodness, I'll talk. I'll say my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I do that all the time. But no, Nathan is going to be telling us all the latest updates from Google's event, and so we've got some exciting things happening, some cool new updates, new features, and some I don't know, I guess hypothetical things to talk about too that might be in the future. But yeah, let's get to it.
So Google had their I/O event recently, and they talked about a lot of things. A lot of them was like software or concept updates, not as much of the actual materials, new devices and such. But still, some things stood out. I could go over some of the quick ones real quick. They had upgraded Gemini versions, Gemini 2.0 Pro, and a new Deep Think option. Ooh, it's basically the exact same thing as other companies are rolling out. They have Google Beam, which transforms 2D into 3D. They have personalized smart replies, so that's it learns you, it learns how you talk, so hopefully it can actually talk like you. I think that'd be really cool when it comes to text, if you just want a quick short reply, but it words it how you want to word it, frames it how you want to frame it.
Can I pause?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Beam thing changes 2D into 3D. Is this like graphics stuff?
Yeah.
You would upload an image to it and it would make it 3D. Is it like an effect, or is it you can twirl it around and look at all the sides, or
I think it's both.
Oh, okay.
So I think it'd be cool to use it for maybe a shopping experience where it's you don't want to just see the table, you want to be able to kind of move around and see what it would look like in the room and things like that.
They already have that though.
They do. So I think it is more of pulling an object out.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. That's why I kind of glazed over it, because I was like, that sounds like something that somewhat already exists. But now Google has their own titled version of it because they have to name everything. So that's
okay.
Beam. Ooh.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then the one about making it sound like us, is this something that goes directly into email or text, or is this a separate window that we'd have open, hey, write me a text that sounds like me to do this, and then we put it in?
Well, it's Google, so I think they'll integrate it into everything. So they'd integrate it into Gmail. They'd integrate it into
sense.
Yes. So I think it'll be in potentially even Android phones, maybe at least their Google phones, as well as Gmail and just anything that Gemini is on. I think it's basically like Gemini, but upgraded for personalized smart replies. So.
Can it help me to email less like a woman?
If
you have 47 exclamation points and the words "no worries if not"
I mean,
6
again,
times.
it can already help you with that. If you want it to learn you, then
true.
it'll probably be more like that.
It's oh, don't worry, we put in "no worries if not" 6 times and 47 exclamation points. It sounds just like you.
No, it just sounds like you. Yeah.
That's so interesting, because then, of course, if someone responds to that and was like, what did you mean by this? You're like, oh, I didn't write that. That's
what did Gemini mean by that? I don't know. That's the thing. Is it a hidden thing? Is it something that is I hope they don't know that I didn't write this? Is that how you're using AI? Or will it just become the norm where it's they probably didn't write that, but that was their intent?
Right.
They had AI respond for them. I'm not going to pay attention to how they worded it. I'm just going to pay attention to the general message of what they sent.
But if you're going to be transparent,
while my AI, says the general gist of what they said, and I don't even read it, So
and having AIs that talk to each other and do the mundane stuff for us, absolutely. But it feels like you're not trying to be transparent with your use of AI if you're trying to get AI to sound like you. That sounds like you're trying to convince them and just streamline processes. By it'll respond to all my emails and it'll sound like me, and they'll think that they're getting to connect with me. I don't know. It's interesting.
I already have
or maybe
so much
people will
distrust.
just be used to it. Yeah, sure.
I never assume anything is from the actual person.
It could be more just about your brand and how you want to be represented, and that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure I've only ever used the smart replies on Apple right now that they have, where it kind of writes it out do you want to say this? On you. I think 3 or 4 times I've used that. Well, just because all it needs is okay, that sounds good. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I just tap it, because it just tap and go, it sends.
Well, I think I use that on people all the time, because it's it's right there, and it's
the word suggestions make sense, but the whole response suggestion where it tries to lowercase it so it sounds like me.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think I've only used that on you because I just don't care.
Well, I feel special. Awesome.
Usually I write it out. I like it usually I see that response and I try to think of something different, because it does kind of sound like something I'd say, or it's natural. So instead I write it out and I say something like, all right, that sounds like a great idea. Or I'm no, I'm not going to say that, so I'm going to say something different.
Fair enough. I wonder, that's going to be a different experience than if you basically have, you know how you can do voice to text where you can just say, text so-and-so that sounds good and I'll see them then. Mm-hmm. Well, it'd be like that, but just you'd say, hey, tell them that I'll see them then, and you know.
Yeah, I know, that pretty much already exists.
Well, right, but you say that, and then it would write out actually a long message, not with those exact words in, you know, the way that you'd like to say it, which is kind of cool, where it's like, hey, respond to this email, let her know that I got the information, that'll be working, I'll get it back to her soon. And you can kind of say it blah, and then it writes it out all professionally for you and sends it.
Then it's actually like an executive assistant.
Yeah, except faster and...
Well, yeah. Cheaper.
Probably less error and cheaper. Yeah. All right,
less error sometimes. I don't know. Not at the beginning. It's possible that for the start,
sure,
AI agents will have more error because it won't know what you're talking about. But if it's able to learn you and keeps getting trained, then it should get better.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
It's all going to be just not from people anymore. That's super weird. All right, cool.
Yeah. So they also improved their Gemini app quite a bit. They include a screen sharing and camera use option, like certain things do now, where you can just, you know, show your world around you and ask questions and stuff.
Yeah.
A new image generation called Imagen, 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 like Imagine 4, and it's it basically updated, so it's probably closer to the level of ChatGPT and other things. So, you know, just leveling up that. And then also VO3, which is their video generator, also upgraded. This one's got some controversy because now it can generate sound effects too. So they showed a demo of this, you know, video generated couple animals, but then their mouths would move and it generated speech for them as well. And so it can generate background sound effects as well as dialogue. And that one will be weird because people were trying to figure out, like, what will this be used for other than to trick people? To take, because it didn't say, like, you can't use it on your friend. Like, as far as we know, you could upload a bunch of pictures of your friend and say, hey, make this person in this setting saying these things. And so otherwise it's like the only thing that it could be used for is maybe like advertisements. If you don't want to hire or you want that little cartoon
that makes sense.
Animation promoting your product, but otherwise, yeah, it's kind of weird. That one's weird because it's like, who's going to use this? Who wants this? Background sound effects are like, okay, but yeah, I don't know how you'd use that. Would you use it in marketing?
I guess. I mean, what if you got a great, this is going to sound kind of sketchy. I haven't done anything like this, but what if you got a great testimonial from someone and you wanted to just create a fake AI doctor to say it to the screen, like, hey, man, this was such a great experience, blah, 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 or a fake AI pet owner, you know, to be like, hey, they took such good care of Fufu. I don't know.
That'll last like 2 months, though, before everyone scrolls by those videos because they don't matter.
Well, sure. So do you make the real ones lower quality because then they're more believable, or what? How do you get people to stop?
I think it'd be more like if, for instance, we had a little lock emoji and we turned it into like a being, like a cartoon little lock guy. Yeah. And then you just have several pictures of that so you can feed them in and it'll look like that. And you have that little lock thing talk about HIPAA and be like, here's how you stay secure, like, and compliant. Like, sure, that would work.
That would be applicable to what we yes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm saying, how would I use it in marketing? It's like, sure, maybe that would work. And then you'd want the sound effects because you wouldn't want to have to voice over for it.
Oh yeah, totally. And maybe, now that you said that, in quick development of training products, of training videos, stuff like that. Because then
training videos is pretty good.
That's something that you can probably make a lot of money right now if you just develop some training videos for companies that are really high quality, that are good content. Just type into whatever AI platform, say, hey, design me a training, and then feed all of that information into this video generator.
Or a social media account, a YouTube account where you're like, you have AI come up with, 100 different problems you could have with your car and the solutions and how the steps to walk through it. And then you have this person, this fake person or this animated thing talk about the solutions. So then you just go to that car page to like learn how to fix things in your car.
That would probably get accepted.
But tutorials like that.
People would probably be cool with that. I feel like that would get like the slightest bit more pushback.
Oh, it would get a lot of pushback,
you're being lazy, you're just using AI to boost your YouTube channel. Like, yeah. But as far as like selling training to organizations, I feel like I don't think anyone's going to be opposed to that. They're just going to be like, yep, this is something that we need to cover. And maybe yours is less cheesy or something because you didn't have to use human actors that are like,
That's pretty funny. No, I like that. That's a good use case.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll want to look into
actually
sooner
though
than later. I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, keep that on your mind for the
that's
next team meeting.
it's so much more. It's so much quick. I can't speak, but it's so much faster, obviously, right? Than developing whole training from the ground up.
The question is, do we want like our own then avatar, or would it be a different person? If it's a person on the screen, do you want it to be you? So it's trying to make you talk, and you don't have to do anything. You input some pictures of you, and then the training.
I don't think it matters. I think it's probably better if it's not you. Just keep yourself as genuine as possible, so when they see you, that they know that it's really you talking, and they don't just assume, oh, this is fake. I think it's better. Also, I realize that this stuff already, exists, and you could be doing this already to make trainings with videos and stuff. But this seems like
an easier version of it, and all in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool.
Cool.
They also announced something called Flow. I didn't look into this one too much. It looks like you could just edit and combine images and videos. So it's like, here's, a video of me or of someone skiing, and here's a polar bear, make the polar bear skiing, and then it kind of like combines it through AI and creates the video. So it's like a video generator or editor, but it's weird. It's kind of like Sora to a certain extent, I think, but Flow, I don't think I'll use that. I don't know. That's all I wrote down. So
I don't know if I have a good use for that one either.
Okay, they have their what?
Every time you scroll on your laptop, the camera shakes because our settings.
Well, there's frequent earthquakes where we are right now.
Yeah.
So just if the camera's shaking, that's
That's right. That's why.
That's why. They have their Android XR glasses, and I don't know if those are new or not, but they have the glasses. I think the glasses are new because now several different companies have said that they're going to start making glasses that use Android XR. So it's like they're,
I thought it was new.
OS,
I thought it was fairly recent that Google was going to start making their own glasses.
I don't know.
Meta ones are doing
Meta's
Meta's
out. Yeah, but you can share what you're seeing and ask questions about it, which is like kind of cool because you could just, it's like holding up your phone to something, which is already a cool feature. I've used it several times recently to figure out what models of cars we are driving past. I'm like, that's a cool car, and I just take a quick picture of it, and I'm like, what car is this? But yeah, just asking about it, but you can also ask about things you saw in the past. So if it was pretty recent, you can be like, where did I leave my keys? And it's like, oh, you just set them down on the counter, and you're like, thank you.
Oh, goodness.
But that's also a little creepy because then it's like, cool, so it's always recording, always tracking video. Awesome. That's basically, at this point, it's just a device in your house. Do you have a device? Do you have a Horde robot?
I think you mean an Alexa. And
yeah, well, I didn't want to say the name if you had it in house. Okay, cool. So yeah, if you have an Alexa device, it is always waiting for that sound, you to say Alexa. So it's always, and it probably can't do that on the device, so it's probably sending it back to headquarters. So it's always listening and always recording and always sending that somewhere else. So it's just trusting. It's as much trust as that at this point, but I guess technically video. But yeah, but you can also like ask questions about your location, and they showed it, demoed it when you like look down at the floor, and it's got like a circular map on the ground, and as you turn, it turns the map, so then you can figure out the right path to use. So it'd be kind of cool for like hiking and stuff, kind of where fun. The glass. Well, I hope it gets even better. I hope it gets much more augmented reality, because right now it's like, okay, cool. You look down at the ground and you're like, oh, my trail. I'm taking the right trail, and you walk that path. That's cool. I hope it gets to the point where, you see like a little line on the road and it stretches on into the distance, and you follow that, where it's got more augmented, fun reality type stuff. But for now, that is really cool. And yeah, like, I don't know, I'm sure they'll update more stuff, but for now it's just kind of like starting their baseline glasses.
Do you think that something on our head is going to become the new phone? I keep waiting to figure out what's actually going to be the new phone.
I think it's going to be the new watch.
The new watch?
And it's like even more upgraded.
There's a watch though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a wearable technology. They might still have a phone in their pocket because a phone will always be upgraded and always can do more and more. But glasses will be the next thing that is a wearable that could potentially replace your phone. Because you don't have to have your phone on you to do things on your watch, right? Or do you have to have your phone?
It has to be nearby.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're in the other room though, you could see text, you could do certain things and not need to carry your phone around.
With my phone. Yeah.
So I feel like it'll be like that, maybe even further. Maybe you need your phone with your glasses. Maybe you need it nearby too. But if you're in the other room with your glasses on, you could take a call, you could take a picture, you could ask AI about something, and you don't need your phone necessarily. So I don't know if it'll replace the phone, but I feel like it might replace other accessories.
I'm just waiting for the thing that's going to replace the phone. The thing that's going to be, because phones got smaller and then they got bigger, and now it's like, what's next? Is there going to be some kind of smaller central place, because like you said, everything kind of connects to your phone for now, that's in your pocket, but is there going to be a smaller central place of like, oh, actually everything's going to be connected to this?
Will it be
piece?
like the humane pin? Will it be something that you just have on you? It's got a camera and it's got AI, so you can ask it all questions, it can book reservations, it can look up things for you, it can text people for you, it can do all the things you need it to do. But it's, I mean, will it be wearable or just will it be a necklace?
I feel like
will
we
it be
just
the
gotta
friend
pick
pin?
a sci-fi movie with
Pretty much.
some
I
kind
think
of
there's going to be all of them,
futuristic-
though. I think it's going to be like, oh, cool, you have the AI thing that can do everything, and now you have it as a hat. Now you have it as a
Now
pin.
it's just a ring.
Now it's just, ring.
Yeah.
Now it's an implant in your head.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, another thing that they talked about was a real-time speech translation on their video chat. So when they have video chat now, you can talk to someone in a different language, and it sounds like, dubbed over TV or something, where it starts in their language and then their language fades out a bit, and you can hear their live version. But it's AI, so it's live, and it tries to be in their voice too. So it tries to kind of sound like them, but speaking their language, and goes both ways. So that's kind of cool. You can talk to someone else in a different language. I am hoping, and that's like something we've talked about in the past, but I don't know how good it is, or if it's been concepts in the past. This sounds like they have it, it's out, it's ready. So that's cool. But I'm excited for when that's attached to the glasses, because I don't think they mentioned it was, but obviously that'll be like the coolest is when because the glasses have a speaker too, so you can listen to things in it. And if you're on the glasses and you're just talking to someone in a different language, you're both hearing each other in your own language in their voice.
Totally.
That's like super cool. So I'm excited for when they attach that to the glasses. I think that'll be a cool feature.
And once we understand everybody, we can start building a really big tower.
Yeah. That sounds like a great idea.
Anyways.
What would happen to stop us from being able to communicate with each other at that point?
Here's something awful. But anyway, continue.
Okay. New Google search. They don't want to fall behind, so they're coming out with AI mode. And at first, I think it'll be a tab, like next to all and images and other things, a tab there that says AI mode. You click on it, and it's basically like ChatGPT.
It's just like using...
So you talk to it. You can talk to it instead of... I mean, we're used to searching by keywords. We're used to searching like... try to use the right keywords. You don't even have to search a question. You can just search a few keywords to come up with what you want. But you can talk to it obviously more naturally, and it will respond more naturally. On top of that, no blue links. It looks nice. It's got like links to articles, but with images and some text talking about it. And hopefully it's just as easy to still look up Texas Roadhouse, and it comes up with the top link being Texas Roadhouse and showing their hours and stuff. So hopefully it's just as easy, because that's the thing I still go to Google for. I go to ChatGPT if I want to learn like anything, but if I'm just looking up the IMDb score or the hours of some place, I will go to Google. But hopefully if that's still just as easy to look up, or maybe you just go to Google for that and then go to AI mode, then maybe they'll hold on to some of their people that are running away to ChatGPT.
What's super interesting about that is I wonder how long it'll take for them to switch that over to be the default. So when Google opens up its AI instead of search.
I think that's just the next headline.
As soon as they do that, as soon as they make that the default, that seems like their best bet for competing, because of all the deals that they have where Google is the default on browsers, on so many devices. You just open up a browser and you're already at, it's like whatever window with your bookmarks or something, but you type it in, it's going to Google.
Yeah.
And so you wouldn't even, it cuts
Apple,
out that tiny little spot.
Apple pays like $20 billion to Google every year so that they can stay there.
But that tiny little step they're taking
Google
away for
Apple.
lazy people who, use it for pretty basic stuff. I'm pointing at myself. Could be enough to actually stop them from going to ChatGPT. Because right now I go to ChatGPT, it's kind of the first place I go. But if I didn't go anywhere and I just put it in, I got a similar answer.
But that's just it. You're going to the ChatGPT app instead of the Safari app. You could replace that out. So
sure. But no, I'm talking about I'll open up Chrome on my laptop.
Okay, sure.
And I go to ChatGPT first. But if I opened up Chrome and I was able to just instantly type in what I wanted and get my AI answer, I probably would use Google a bit more than I currently do. ChatGPT, I'm paying for the version, so they have some history, so they have some more stuff on me. So right now, I think it's still worth it. But that's really interesting.
But you can
and it seems like what they should do.
You can change your your search engine, right? So what if ChatGPT just was able to be added to that list, and you can make it automatic ChatGPT?
You could, but when I bought the laptop, the default was already Google.
Well,
that's the thing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google's definitely. They're owning the search market still, but because they're losing people to ChatGPT.
Which aren't they having issues about that and getting sued or something, right?
What?
About being the default. About the monopoly.
No, they might lose. They might have to sell Chrome or something.
Yeah. sell it to themselves, but with a different name.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a good idea.
All right. Anyways.
I know, but it's kind of funny because like Apple, they pay Apple, again, $20 billion just to be the default search.
Mm-hmm.
But ChatGPT is now integrated with Apple. So it's like, it's only a matter of time before especially if they stopped paying that $20 billion, Apple could just be like, all right, cool, here's our own search engine, and it's also powered by ChatGPT now.
Yeah.
And goodbye Google. And then there goes so many people that search on Google.
And we've just grown up knowing Google as the everything.
Searching. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't
it's
even.
A verb.
When I type on Safari on my phone, I don't even notice the Google recommendations when I'm like hitting the link to what it wants to go to.
Sure.
But that just takes me to Google. And if I just hit enter, it takes me to Google.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just, it's pretty funny.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, their AI mode will, I'm sure the next step is let people get used to it. More people are using it. More people are using it. Cool. Now when you open up Google, there's Google search and AI mode is at the top and that's what you're using. And then AI mode just becomes Google, but you're using AI.
That makes sense.
They probably won't get rid of the name. They probably won't keep calling it AI mode. They probably call it like Google, but it'd just be powered by AI.
Sure.
So, yeah, that's just them bringing it in. So
trying to hold their number one spot.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I wanted to talk about their shopping experience. It was just this cool feature where you could basically upload a picture of yourself like standing there, and then right now it's only select images, but you can like look at their shopping and see a pair of like a shirt or a pair of pants or something, and then it'll show it on you. Okay. So it'll show what it'll look like on you, which I don't think that's 3D yet. And apparently it sounds pretty funky, where maybe sometimes it changes your body shape to kind of match the outfit, and it's like, well, okay. That doesn't work. Like. And also it's just a select amount, but it's still, if that gets upgraded and you're like, oh, that's a cool shirt, and you like just see it anywhere online and say, what would I look like in that? And you just find your photo and add it and you're like, oh yeah, I pull it off.
Soon that won't really matter though, because with the AI glasses everyone will be wearing, you'll be able to just set yourself as an avatar wearing this kind of cool outfit. So then every time, someone looks at you with the glasses on, they'll just see you wearing those clothes that you picked out. So it doesn't really matter what clothes you're actually wearing.
You'll be able to buy Fortnite skins and partner with someone. You'll be able to partner with Fortnite will partner with someone. So you buy a Fortnite skin, and then everyone that's wearing the glasses will see you in that skin in real life.
Well,
too.
like a jump scare though, if you're just like one of the first people with the glasses
and
you're looking
man.
around and there's just like a
banana right behind you, like, sup, bro?
And you're like, you take it off, it's like a dude. You're like, wait, it's coming.
Also, if it's like a kid wearing them, does it know the kid's height, or does the kid suddenly become like 6 foot?
I'm sure it knows their height.
It's like this little kid wearing the glasses, but when you look at him through your glasses, they're like a 6 foot banana.
It's basically Ready Player One with the skins and stuff, but you're actually still in the real world.
But that'd be kind of cool. I like that. I think it's a little weird.
There'd have to be virtual reality, right?
Yeah,
that's what that is technically.
Yeah, augmented reality. But I like the idea of they've talked about it where it's like it's buying NFTs, it's buying digital shoes. It doesn't matter unless you have the physical version. But if 50% of the population is seeing you wear them virtually, then it suddenly matters.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. You buy if there's still a status symbol. If someone looks at you with the glasses, it's like, oh yeah, that guy's cool.
Life would literally become a video game.
Yep.
I am level 21. You are level 26.
But not a violent video game like a John Wick movie.
Well, hopefully not.
It'd basically be like Pokemon Go.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
You can catch people, or just?
Ew, no. I was just thinking that you can meet up and have little battles, but it's just your creatures.
True. No, there will be virtual pets that you actually see.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's already the case.
Oh yeah.
And your glasses actually follow you around.
Yep.
I feel like there's gonna have to be rules for driving, because it could be so reckless to be driving if you're the one driving with glasses on and you're seeing all the things as you pass by.
Fair.
But I still think it'd be so cool if they're still driving and not just self-driving.
That's a good point, actually.
Then when you're on the road, if it's like in car mode and you can only do certain things, you can still talk to the AI, but that's like, there's very little you can do.
Yeah.
But if you can, again, see that like line on the road of where to go, which lane to be in and stuff, that'd be so cool.
Sure.
I just like the idea of like a map that is in the world around you.
You're right, though. We probably won't actually get there because it'll probably all be self-driving by then.
Yeah. But like AI maps, or not AI maps, Apple Maps finally gets an upgrade, and it's like the coolest thing ever in augmented reality and stuff. That'd be cool. They won't. Cool. They don't care. But that was a cool shopping experience upgrade. I also wanted to talk about their agents. They have agent mode, And so they're just building up their agents. And they talked a bit about it as kind of a lot of things, but it's an all-in-one portal where it's able to search and answer questions and generate and all the things.
Sure.
So it's got the tab on the side where you're communicating with it, and the tab on the side where it's like showing all the results and generating. It's kind of like, again, ChatGPT, but able to do a bit more because Google's got a lot of apps and technology that they already have. So they can integrate it all in one place. It's Chrome, it's search, it's Gemini app, all in one area. And then they also showed a demo of this guy working on his bike, and it was cool because it was like he was able to tell the AI agent, hey, can you call the bike shop to see if they even have this part in store? So it called the bike shop and talked to someone to ask if they had the bike part, and the guy didn't even have to. And so his AI agent is talking on the phone for him, and you're also able to use the same agent to ask questions about, okay, you can see this part right here on my bike. What do I need there, or what's broken there, or whatever? How do I take this apart? So you're just talking to the AI as it walks you through how to do the bike thing, and it can order the part for you, and it can check the hours, and it can, all the things. So it's pretty cool. It's just it's where we want to go with agents, but using it in a real world sense, not just online, which is pretty cool. And then they also showed their project Mariner. I don't know how to pronounce that. Mariner, which is their web surfer. So it's kind of like OpenAI's operator, and sounds like just as slow, if not worse.
Okay,
so
sure.
Hopefully that gets better. Apparently AI gets lost online quicker than it does in person, which is pretty funny. But they talked a lot about agents, and just sounds like they're making a lot of progress towards that, and I think that'll be cool because I think agents will be really the next big step of AI being helpful. Is when it's able to do multiple tasks. You're able to give it vague instructions, and it can carry out several tasks to get that thing done, and doesn't try to cheat the system and work around things that come up, but instead takes it step by step. And
instead of just telling you what to do, it'll do it for you.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, one of the last features that I have is both YouTube and Google. Google talked about they already have this technology that they call Synth ID, but it got an update to it. And so basically, when you generate content, I think specifically with Google tools, it creates this watermark on it. And so now it can identify an image, video, audio, or text, whether or not it has Synth ID in it.
So you're saying it's a way to tell if something's generated by AI, which people are concerned about because they're like, I don't know, they want to know whether or not something is real or fake, I guess is how you'd say it.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I'm interested too, does this mean that it's not replicatable? I mean, probably everything still is at this point, right? But are they trying to make some sort of way that, I generated this with AI, it's my property, so the watermark helps me with that somehow? Is that a thing, or still pretty much it can be used anywhere by anyone and it doesn't matter?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, cool. I don't know. I was trying to wrap my mind around how that even works because I feel like everything's just still pretty up for grabs at this point. But
I think it's funny too because I could write out the same message that AI wrote out, but it'd be from me. I feel like that one would be harder to
I didn't realize it's putting watermarks on text.
Yep, text, audio, video, images. So
harder to track, but a lot of people are lazy, so.
No, it's true. Yeah, I know. I mean, a lot of LinkedIn posts are just cool, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Used AI for that whole thing. Copied and pasted it with all the emojis and hashtags.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a hashtag of your company name. That's AI right there.
That's funny.
Yep.
Some people did that genuinely.
But I want to mention it because YouTube also has a feature where it helps creators identify AI versions of themselves that have been generated somewhere else on YouTube. So basically, it can see other videos of them and track which ones are YouTube but not from their or AI but not from their channels.
Funny.
And then you have the ability to take those down or have them taken down. And
my gosh.
It's kind of cool because it's basically you own your own likeness, you own your own identity.
Sure.
And so I could say, hey, especially for famous people, Marquez was talking about this on the Waveform podcast, and he is popular enough that he's out there, an AI version of himself, or versions of himself. So he's able to just track them down, and he's hoping that hopefully other tools utilize this, because for social media and stuff too, it's just oh cool, people are using my likeness and pretending to be me, or they're just using me as a human to promote their product or whatever.
Funny.
And then you can find it, and then you have your own, the authority to your likeness, so you can take those down.
What if someone just had some really robotic mannerisms and it made a mistake and said that they were AI?
Well, I'd hope that if it said, here's all your AI versions of you,
yeah,
then it can say, I can be like, oh no, that one was that was an AI Monday podcast where I was messing around. Leave that one. Don't delete that one. You don't just say delete all. So hopefully it gives you like, here's all of them. Do you want any of these taken down?
Right, but what if someone made an AI version of you that was better than the real version of you, and then
I'd
said, where are the AI versions of me, and then took down the real one? That'd be amazing.
No, that's funny. I know. I wonder
I'm sure that won't happen,
wonder if
but
someone
it'd be a great mistake.
Yeah, I wonder if someone would lose the
rights to their face.
To their likeness. I lost. It's not just like my account got hacked. It's like my identity got hacked. Someone else is a better me, so I lost all of my stuff. That'd be pretty funny. Mm-hmm. But yeah, right now it's just YouTube. But I just like it was a similar point of trying to be able to identify what's AI and give you access
Basically,
to
Muppets
your...
Most Wanted.
What?
The frogs. That's pretty much what it is. Continue.
Nope, that's
Was that your last thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sweet. Well, that was a lot of
Summarize
updates.
it to it's like the Muppets?
Well, yes. No, I was just putting in a dumb comment, but yeah, we can end on that. That sounds good. Cool. So lots of updates from Google that may or may not be exciting, but basically just, if anyone cares, let us know what you think is going to be the new phone, because that's the big question I still want to answer. Are we all going to be wearing glasses or a ring or a pin or...
OpenAI buying or starting working with the IO company, and maybe they're working on their own device of some sort, and that could be released sometime soon. We'll see. So, yeah, we'll see if OpenAI drops something that's the new phone.
That's right. The new,
the puck or whatever.
Yeah,
I think that was like an AI image that some random fan made as like,
this
is it. But
like super thin, futuristic, adhesive things you put on your fingertips. And you're just...
Like latex gloves?
No, just on your fingertips, like, and you can like type in the air, and you can.
I feel like that's already a thing too.
You don't need to type in the air. Never mind.
I think that's already a thing. I think it's like a future technology type thing where it's been made as a.
I just feel like at this point we need something physical that travels around with us, whether it's a chip in our brain.
I feel like
something
it'd be glasses,
physical,
then.
but it'll get smaller.
Glasses, because then
glasses
you can keep the screen aspect of it. Glasses are fairly accessible because most people
have a face.
Yes.
I'm just saying, if it was like a ring or something and you didn't have a hand, you'd have to figure out a different solution for that.
If you didn't have
wear it around your neck. I don't know.
You'd have to lose both your arms to not be able to do that.
Which some people have lost both their arms.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, but some people have lost their nose.
Some people obviously don't have sight, but they can still put glasses on.
Well, yeah.
I mean, what's the most accessible form of?
Again, I don't know if it'll be one thing.
Probably just the chip in the brain, honestly.
It might be, everyone has a ring, glasses, or hearing aids.
But I feel like one thing's going to take off.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. But that's it. Thank you, listeners. We'll see you next time. I'm done. I'm out.
Just gonna end it there really abruptly.
See you next time. Cut.